Jerry Tillery, who we were excited about that signing. It's kind of gone under the radar since the draft, where we drafted Norman Lott and we drafted Gelati. No one's really talking about Jerry Tillery, but he was one of the guys who spoke at the yesterday's presser. Which
Okay.
I always think it's an interesting one, right? Where a guy's not being talked about a lot, but like they utilize him to speak at the press conference. Does that, when they pick guys like that, is that because they may have more of a pivotal role in the on the team this year? Because usually, I mean, I don't normally see like the fringe guys who may not make the roster get picked to be a presser guy. But I mean, nonetheless, they picked him.
Yeah, no, I think, man, because he's a free agent, guy that we got here, and so I think we are expecting some good things from him. So the media was like, hey, Jerry Tillery he's available. We're gonna let him talk. I haven't heard him. I haven't heard him yet.
Okay.
So they probably had a press conference. I've never heard Jerry Tillery talk, so I haven't. This is gonna be actually. Go ahead. I'd like to see this.
Very interesting guy, Chris. I have Chris Jones' clip here as well as a Jerry Tillery clip. But yeah, so Tillery said that he is blessed to be working alongside Chris Jones, calling him a physical and mental force who helps everyone play freer. And Chris, in his own way, seems to be warming up to Tillery off the field too. Here's their sound bites talking about each other.
A few new faces outside even the rookies, but like Jerry Tillery, some others. What have you learned about some of those guys, especially Jerry?
Well, we've been rivalries for a minute. He was drafted to the Chargers. But Jerry is an interesting character. Good guy, though. Good guy. He doesn't really talk as much, but he's an interesting guy.
You and Chris have been rivals over the years, but what have you learned about him being now a teammate?
Well, I mean, just first, he's gifted physically, mentally. He knows the game, this defense like the back of his hand, and that allows you to play freer and have your best stuff every play, which he really does. And the Chris Jones rushing the passer is really something to behold. And we all have something to learn from him. And so I'm blessed to be working with him every day. And so I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, he plays golf a lot. Apparently, he's invited Chris to come play golf with him. They asked him what made him so interesting, and he said he speaks multiple languages, and that was the thing there. But I thought Chris Jones' laughter talking about Tillery being a very interesting guy was funny. But Jerry Tillery, we love that signing. We did some film review when we got him. But he also talked about Joe Cullen, how he loves playing the system so far. But do you see Spags in the system finally being the right fit for him? Because this guy's bounced around the league, and even the last few years, going from the Raiders to the Vikings, all 1 year deals, and they come into us on a 1 year deal. Do you see this being a big fit for him, as far as and also being kind of a path for him to carve out a major role on this squad, or just more a depth piece with the high upside for this team?
I think he carved out a role for sure. What I've seen on film, he has some ability. He can get after the quarterback. So he uses his hands well. He'll shed a guy and make the tackle on a run. So this might be the one where he could stick for a long time. It's interesting because when I'm listening to him and Chris both speak, Chris is saying he's an interesting guy, and Jerry is saying Chris is kind of an interesting guy too. They seem like very, how can I say this? Eccentric, peculiar type of dudes, both of them. Chris will seem like he'll say whatever comes to his mind. And Jerry's thoughts are always hidden, but he's always thinking in his head, just a particular thing. Like you never like, oh, okay, like that. Seem like you'll be like, hey, Chris, let's step out there and go get some crepes. Or, what I'm saying? I don't know. Just like,
I can see that.
Oh, yeah, Chris is like, oh, okay. I've never had anybody ask me to go get the crepes or go play golf before, right? So they could probably learn a lot from each other. And I think it's what Chris likes. He's like, man, I like his guy. He's not very talkative. He's not, an extrovert, an introvert, man, but he's just like a Tim Duncan type of dude. He's just, very
Yeah.
cerebral, kind of reserved, and that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think it's good yin and yang right there, right? That's what it is. It's like that balance that you need. Like, okay, I can't hang around hype dudes all the time. There gotta be some dude that calms you down, right? With the
the mellow type.
Yeah, the little zen, that kind of brings you down. Sometimes we all need that in our life, man.
For sure. But yeah, Tillery talked about his language speaking. So he speaks Spanish. I believe he said Mandarin. Okay, well, Jerry Tillery, because they were asking him about going to play in Brazil, and he said he might try to pick up some Portuguese.
Yeah.
For that, for going down there. Fluent in English and Japanese, and is currently learning Spanish, and he might pick up some Portuguese as well.
Okay, interesting guy.
Very interesting.
I like that. Love it. Kind of open up your doors, man, and horizons a little bit on some things. Like, oh, yeah, that's cool. I like that.
And I'm sure a locker room, right? I mean, you played in a locker room. And locker room's like a melting pot. There's so many people from all different types of backgrounds and stuff. And like, I'm sure you were introduced to stuff like, oh man, I've never either tried a food or never, seen that movie, never read that book. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of types of examples that you can point to from your time playing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think that's the beauty of being in the NFL locker room, is because you are a very diverse group of people. Okay. And this is what kills me, Mark, because I hear all the time, when people don't talk about diversity, it's not your strength and all these, they say stuff like that. I'm like, you need to be in an NFL locker room, because we have one common goal, and that's to win. And guys coming from all walks of life, from all different planes, it doesn't matter where you're from. Guys try to get to know each other. And then you start realizing how much you don't know about people. But this guy that's next to you, you start getting to know the guy a little bit more. You know that you'll put yourself on the line for this dude right beside you. It makes you a much better person. And so sometimes when I hear some of that bull that goes out from people, I'm just like, yo, those jokers they don't even know. I mean, this is what this world is. It's what God made us different to be, different people. There was a reason. There was a purpose for that, right? Because we learn from our strengths from all different type of walks and stuff like that, man. But man, I mean, you have conversations about everything, whether it be on religion or politics or different values and creeds, and you share all these different things. You have these deep, in-depth, really conversations, and I loved every bit of it. I loved every bit of it, man. Seriously. Because then you realize, man, that we're all really pretty much the same. Boils down to it. Yeah, there's little things here different and stuff like that, but you learn it. Hey, man, I didn't know that. Man, you ain't never had. Like, nah, man, I want to try it. Man, come on out. Matter of fact, you come to my house. You could come to my house. We'll cook it for you. Someone, really? Like, yeah, right. And so it's an open door policy, like the Monty Green Beans, man. The military. That's soldiers, absolutely. Soldier is right there, man. That's the beauty of what this thing is and this life is. And it's the beauty of a locker room. Seriously. You just sometimes you think you know who a guy is, or you might fall into these stereotypes of these ignorant things that people may say about you, and you find out these things ain't true. Not real. Like, I mean, I never really had an experience with a guy like that, or you or anybody else. And so dudes kind of lay that out on the line, man, but you start getting there more and know guys, man, you just sitting there like, man, you know what? This guy right here, man, he's all right. And I know he has my back like I got his. So
yeah, I mean, that D line room is gonna be very interesting. You have the bubbly type in Chris Jones, and then you have kind of the man of wisdom in our guy Mike Pennell. And then Jerry Tillery, kind of the unique guy to the D line room.
And then Fabian Lovett, who man
name a few words as well.
Words, right?
Yeah.
But he's probably listening to everything. He doesn't have to speak a lot, but he's taking it all in.
Yep.
And so you find kindred spirits like that. You really do. From different backgrounds and all this stuff like that. That's It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing.
And Norman Lott gives me Chris Jones vibes. I was watching him at I think it was a soccer game. He was in the all the rookies right the Kansas City women's soccer game the other night, and they were showing out. They were all like getting like so hyped on the in the crowd cheering for the game and stuff. And I was like, okay, there's Norman Lott. Okay, I see some enthusiasm there. Okay, he's gonna bring some spunk to the D line room, the D tackle room. So it's another guy in there to kind of have some fun with Chris Jones in there.
Yeah, for sure. Just Blackwood said there's nothing more diverse than a locker room. It's a fact, man. Then just especially baseball. Yeah, well, in football too, it just because you could be on a football team and you could still be in their region, right? You get into the NFL and college because everybody's got to come from different areas and whatnot and walks of life. That's where things change. Okay. That's what, stereotypes and all that, man, get shattered, or you might like, oh, okay, I've heard this. And you can laugh at certain things and be real about others. And people learn like, man, I did not know this, like for real. Like some of the things that you went on. And unlike Demonte Green Bean said, I still talk to my squad mates. Absolutely. All my boys from college, like we're on the text feed. I'm on like a couple of them because, on the team. We're all talking a lot of different things, man, from all walks of life. And I'm talking about, man, New York, down there in Florida, LA, everywhere, Chicago. And then I got not just my college guys, but my college dudes, but also two NFL partners, you know what I mean? As well. You know what I'm saying? And we all go on a different walks of life, coaching and doing other things. We all got kids and all, it's a beautiful thing, man. Shout out while I'm sitting here saying that. Shout out to Eric Hicks. It's happy birthday to him, man. We shared that, matter of fact, the other day. So Hicks, man. Yeah, you get to see this, brother. And he was on here before, man. Love you, man. Happy birthday to you. So
Eric Hicks, that's a friend of the show and also a guy who did some work for the squad.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, we on the man. I'm on a feed, man. I'm gonna throw some names out there to you, man. Scott Vegeta, Donnie Holiday, of course, E. Kane's on there, Kawika Mitchell, all type of dudes, man. I'm telling you, man, this is, when you play with different guys, man, it's like one of those things. It's a brotherhood, it's a bond, man, that you develop, seriously. So I just,
and it's also cool too because like it's that bond. But like, there's kind of this like a fraternity in a way, right? You use the word fraternity, whereas like, for example, the young bucks on the team, like the Nazi Johnsons of the world, like that's the current times. But even though you guys didn't know each other, but the fact that you guys both play for the same team is that instant brotherhood right there. You may have never been in the locker room with him, but like you guys both shared that red and white, red and yellow. And like that, like right away, boom.
Facts. That is facts. Sasha right there says the bet locker rooms and barracks are the melting pots that create bonds that strengthen America. Absolute fact right there. Absolute fact. And when you share the barracks with people, with your brothers and sisters, in the service, man, you got their back. You got it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.